My son wasn't moving. And I kept saying, Freddie, please get up.
They were homeless. Had Tatiana ever reached out asking to?
No, she did not.
Did she reach out to any of your family?
No, she did not. And she knows she could have.
Maybe I asked the wrong people for help.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. So this story has been on my feed on Instagram for a very long time, and I ended up actually seeing something today, which it was the father actually coming out and speaking in regards to this entire situation. If you don't know about it, we're going to go ahead and get into all the details, but basically there was a woman who was who I guess lost her home in some kind of situation. I don't know if it was an eviction or whatever, but she ended up homeless with her mother and her children as well as her siblings. And she actually lived in Detroit. She ended up, her mother, her siblings, and her children sleeping in their van for a total of 3 months. And they stayed in like the parking garage of a casino, in which unfortunately 2 of her children ended up experiencing hypothermia that they did not survive. And so there's been a lot of different opinions about this situation, a lot of people asking questions like, where's the father in the situation? The father actually did end up coming out to speak. And so I'm going to give you guys my feedback. I'm going to pause and play as we go through the story and give you guys my opinion on the entire horrible situation.
My cousin made a mistake, and look at how the world is judging her.
The cousin of the mother who took her 5 children and their grandmother to the 9th parking lot level of the Hollywood Casino early Monday morning. And when the gas ran out of their car, so did the heat. And 2 of her kids, a 9-year-old boy and a 2-year-old girl, froze to.
So interestingly enough, this is her cousin speaking and saying that, she's already going through a hard time and, this was a rough situation and why are people judging her? And I keep seeing like family members come out and speak about this situation who lived near her. And I'm just a little bit confused, based on the fact that why are these family members coming out and speaking, but how come they were of no assistance while their cousin was going through this situation?
She asked for help. She asked the right people. She was scared of what the world would think of her, so she did privately the right thing. She asked the city, and what they do, they told her they couldn't help her.
But there's 2 family members here, and I'm a little confused of why you 2 people were not able to help her. But this is actually the mother in question, and she's speaking on the entire situation. And so let's hear her point of view.
Yesterday, I woke him up to wake them up from school. My son wasn't moving. And I kept saying, Freddie, please get up. Please.
Well, tonight, Darren is getting the father's side of this story, hearing about the moment he learned 2 of his children had passed away.
Darnell Curry Sr. wiped away tears while talking with me about his children, Darnell Jr. and Amelia, and the distressing phone call he says he took from their mother, Tatiana Williams, on Monday.
I went to the gym. As soon as I got on the treadmill, she called saying, can I make it to the hospital right now? They got him. I was hoping it was a sick joke, but it wasn't.
Oh.
So, again, this man is saying that he received a phone call from his children's mother, and he was hoping that it was like some twisted joke, and because that's how surreal it was to him. He could not believe the magnitude of the situation. We hear the mother saying that she had woken them up for school, and that's when she realized that they were not waking up, and so that's when she called she called family members, then she called the authorities, and unfortunately the kids did not make it.
According to Detroit police, 9-year-old Darnell Jr. and 2-year-old Amelia while sleeping in a vehicle at the Hollywood Casino at Greektown parking garage. Investigators say the cause appears to be hypothermia, a tragedy stemming from homelessness.
I tried. I asked for help. I asked everybody, even people out of state. But I tried. I tried to keep hotels. I tried to pay people to stay there. It wasn't working for me. People just didn't like too many kids at their house.
I spoke with the children's mother Tuesday evening. She told me she's been living in her vehicle for 3 months, along with her 4 kids, her mother, and 2 teenage siblings.
So she said that she asked family members for help. She asked all the people that she knew that she could ask for help, and that all these people did not want all these kids staying in their house. That's strange to me, okay? Because it's very cold outside. It's obviously wintertime, right? You can see that even in this news interview, everybody is severely bundled up. So clearly there's some kind of situation. Now, again, obviously this mother is going through her own emotional situation, being that she was there and in this, dire situation with her children and obviously her mother, whatever the case is. But I just got to give you guys my opinion, right? When you have family members around you who could help you and who are not helping you out of choice, that's a red flag for me, because it means that nobody thought, nobody surrounding this woman thought that it was maybe serious enough or severe enough to take her in, or even say, all right, listen, we can't take all the kids, so how about we keep these two and the other two go with you over there and we'll figure out the rest. Nobody was doing that. Everybody felt as though it was her own burden to carry. It was her own situation, and they did not want to be involved in the situation. In my opinion, that speaks volumes to how these people around her see her and see her movement.
She says she reached out to Curry, who's the father of 3 of her children.
I asked him, I said, can you get your kids for me? I said, I need help. I'm homeless. I kept a room this long. I couldn't keep it no more.
They were homeless. Had Tatiana ever reached out asking to?
No, she did not. All she said was, can I get them? Can I get them? Just to get them, and can I get them because y'all homeless? That's 2 different things.
So a lot of people talked about this particular comment that this father had on social media, right? A lot of people were bashing this man. He's a deadbeat. He's a horrible guy, horrible father, horrible man. How could he? Why does she have to explain herself? And again, if this woman's own family that she reached out to turned her down, okay, her own family that's supposed to be there, support you, whatever. Not only did they turn her down, they turned her mother down. Again, in my opinion, that is based off of how they see her move. They're like, maybe they feel that this is not my words, it's just my opinion on, possibly their perspective. Maybe they feel that she's irresponsible. Maybe they feel like she puts herself in certain predicaments, time and time again. Maybe they felt like, they did not want to carry the burden of her possibly not, getting an apartment or getting on her feet, and that they were going to carry the brunt of her staying with them for a long period of time. And so they thought the better situation was to tell her no. I'm not 100% sure, but they stood 10 toes down on the fact that they were not going to help her in that situation. Now, this man, let's not forget, like a lot of people forget, just because of the severity of the situation, that there are tumultuous relationships between baby mamas and baby daddies. Okay? This man said, there's a difference between you calling me and asking me if I could just come get the kids and, hey, you're in this homeless situation. They have nowhere to go. They're going to be sleeping in the car in the cold. Can you keep them until I get on my feet? That's 2 very different conversations. Now, this is just my opinion. And in my opinion, there's a lot of women who hold on to the I can do bad all by myself narrative. I don't need nobody. I'm going to figure it out narrative. And they put that above what would be the best for their children in dire situations.
She said she had been homeless for 3 months.
See, that's what I saw, about 3 months, but she ain't never said nothing to me. Nothing. So all them other sob stories, they can cut all that. No, she did not.
So in this particular point, people are also upset about this. They were saying, oh, what is he talking about sob stories? Well, that's when she went on to the news and she had a separate conversation, basically talk about how he's moved on, he's in a new relationship, and that's why the kids can't stay there.
She asked the father of the 2 kids that
He had an excuse every time. Either he's working, they can't come where he living. He lived with a female, and the parents and them don't want kids there or something.
she also
And so, in my opinion, he was he was saying this in response to that. And so also people did have questions. They're like, okay, it's been 3 months. How come you haven't seen your kids? Obviously you're not active in their life, whatever the case is. Remember, this woman has 4 kids. Okay, so she has more than just the kids that she has with this man. And again, people, randomly act like, it's foreign that there's tumultuous relationships between a baby mama and her baby daddy. And there's, it's impossible that a man could not see his kids for 3 months. This man clearly stated that he did not even live near her. It's not like they had any kind of visitation. It's not like there was anything in place. They live in 2 separate places.
Curry, who lives in Novi, says Williams never specified why she wanted to drop their kids off to him.
She just asked, can I get them for a couple of days? But I told her I'm working and all that, and I'm out here. We're not close to each other, so I couldn't. But she knows all my family is right around the corner from her.
Did she reach out to any of your family?
No, she did not. And she knows she could have.
Now, a lot of people, again, who are saying stuff about this, are saying, oh, why didn't he reach out to the family? They obviously didn't have a good relationship, guys. Let's read between the lines. They were saying that this guy he seems very cold. He seems very withdrawn. He seemed angry to me. Okay, he seems very upset about this situation to me. And he's trying to play it cool, calm, and collective, but he's angry with her, and it's very understandable. Now, in this particular situation between the two of them, he's basically saying before she decided to, do bad all by herself or, stay in the car, whatever the case is with her mom and whatever the situation is, she did not exhaust all options. That's what this man is trying to say, okay, over here. He's trying to say she did not, exhaust all options. She did not, even reach out to his family members who were, right around him or whatever the case is. And again, let's make it clear. She did not specify that she was homeless. She just asked, can you keep the kids for whatever the situation is? If it's a tumultuous situation, I don't care what nobody says. Specification is necessary. This is not, oh, he don't need to know my business. No. If you're in a dire situation, all details are necessary. Okay? Ego's out the window. Only thing you have on the table is honesty and humility. Hey, this is the situation. I know blah, 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 blah. I don't know what I can do. Can you help? I was staying in a room. I'm no longer able to stay there. It is winter, whatever the case is. Blah, 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 blah. What can we do? Maybe that would have caused him to react. Obviously, they had some kind of rapport where he's still answering the phone and communicating. But if you have this attitude of, oh, well, he said he's not going to keep them, so whatever, I'll just figure it out. That's still ego. It is.
Like we always used to do.
He says the last time he held his children was a month or two ago, and that they typically FaceTime. Moments he will miss.
She said that she was single or homeless, for 3 months. He said he just talked to his kids a month ago or a month and a half ago, and they would talk on FaceTime or whatever until they're able to see each other. Somebody lying. Okay? Somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. And the reason why, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're male identified and you side with the man. The reason why it is leaning towards this man might be the one that's possibly telling the truth against the woman is the fact that all of her family members also said no. So it looks like everybody sees this woman a certain way. I don't know if it's her movements. Maybe they feel like she's irresponsible. Maybe they feel like she doesn't take things seriously. Maybe they feel like she, is not keeping certain things together. But all her family members said no. Take the baby daddy out of it. Okay, because single moms be doing it, whatever the case is, and they have their family to support them. Take the baby daddy out of it. All her family said no. All of them. No one came there to support her. Nobody came there and was like, okay, you know what? We're going to figure this out together. The only time we're seeing these family members be supportive is now that she's on the news. Let's be real.
And there's a, police investigation into this. What is it you would like to see come of this? Obviously, nothing's going to bring back your 9-year-old and your 2-year-old.
It doesn't matter to me. Can't get them back, so it's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, and people talked about this as well. They were like, oh, he's heartless. He's cold. What does he mean? It doesn't matter to him. This man is going through something, okay? He looks very angry. He looks hurt. He looks heartbroken. He looks mad. He looks like if he caught that girl, it probably would be the worst day of her life. Like, he's not, what is he supposed to do in this situation? And worse, based on what he's saying, he did not know. He didn't know. Okay, let's just keep it 100%. He's stating that he had no idea. He seems like a person who has certain things together, okay? He was in the gym. His hair looked like it's done. He looks very warm. He looks like, he's about something. He's working. I am prone to believe, against, contrary to popular belief, that he possibly did not know. Okay, I believe that could possibly be true. And he also stated that all his family members around her who probably are there and could be of assistance to her, she never contacted them. So it could be a situation that he thought that it was just a situation of like, maybe she just off on a tangent and she just being irresponsible and she want me to do this. I got stuff to do. Okay, who's going to keep them during the day if I got to do this and I live out of town? This is not going to be an easy situation. Again, as the man stated, it's a very different situation when you call and you say, you don't have anywhere to live. Different conversation. Next thing I wanted to point out was that, you know, it was stated that when they found those two children, that the boy had on a pair of shorts and a shirt. Okay, that means no sweater, no scarf, no sweatpants, not a blanket, nothing.
The 2-year-old wearing a t-shirt and pull-up. The older child in a t-shirt and jogging pants, only a couple blankets in the car.
Mind you, there's no heat in the car. It's freezing in the car. They said that there was limited blankets. This same person said that her kids were eating every day. They had whatever food that they wanted, even though they didn't have a certain amount of finances or they didn't have a place to live. Like, they were cared for and stuff like that.
They ate every day, all day. Goodies, food. They didn't want for nothing. Every day they went to school. I had one mistake.
That's strange to me because how did the heat how did the heat come off in the car? How did the car run out of gas? How? If you had money for food, how did the car run out of gas? How were you unable to even go into a place, even, you know, a hospital, anywhere, and say, hey, we need extra blankets? Something's not adding up with this story. Right now, they are investigating the mother, obviously, because, you know, that's whose care it was. They don't know if it was neglect. They don't know exactly the details of the situation. She said that she was waking up the kids for school, but obviously she said it was 12 o'clock. So there's a lot of pieces to the story that are not making sense, that they're trying to make sense of. And it's a very unfortunate situation because, you know, there's so many people connected to these young babies who are suffering based off of this entire situation. You know, they're saying that it was, you know, the system's fault because she reached out to go to a homeless shelter. It's just, there's so many moving parts in this story. And, you know, it's a very devastating thing. I feel horrible, especially for the siblings of these children, because, like, can you just imagine how they feel? You know, going through that entire situation and then these two didn't make it. It's just a horrible, horrible scenario. Horrible. I'd like to know you guys' opinions on this entire, you know, horrible situation in the comment section down below. I'd like to know you guys' thoughts on the situation. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.